In this episode, we wanted to explore the question, what is peace? What better place to come than Jeju Island, officially the island of world peace? We visited the beautiful Songsan Sunrise Peak and historic Jeju 4-3 Peace Park. We also asked our friends what peace meant to them.
Sam, what does peace mean to you?
Peace? Give me a moment to think about that. Hold on.
Finally, Dan and I sit down at the Jeju International Peace Centre to talk about what we found out.
Peace for me is about being able to understand other people. We need to be able to understanding and be open to others. And I think from that is where peace starts. That's the starting point.
Nice to be back in Jeju, right?
It always is, man. Just the last few days we've been here, I already feel like just can breathe again. It's peaceful. It really is.
Going to the sunrise bong, Songsan Chulbong. How was that for you?
That was stunning. You know, I've been in Jeju on sunny days and rainy days, but there's something about being there yesterday and it's like the sky turned black and it was raining and I just felt, I don't know, there was this kind of awe. It's like this whole kind of like volcanic beach and this volcanic rock. And you've got the ocean right there, you go down, there's a Henya and there's a fierceness. It's kind of like, I'm in awe. It was kind of humbling, you know, it just kind of stilled me a little bit and I found quite a lot of peace in that.
Peace essentially is, it doesn't matter where you're from, what your background is, what your ethnicity is, religion or anything. It's being able to come together, hang out, and just relax, just live in harmony with each other. That's what peace is to me. That's it.
You know, obviously it's a kind of tourist spot, a beautiful spot, great walk, but it's got like a nuts history. I think right at the end of the Second World War when like a lot of the Japanese troops came to Jeju and they thought they were going to be attacked by like, I guess the US and Allied forces. They had all these caves in there and then they would train like kamikaze forces in there.
Oh my days.
Yeah, they would operate out of there. I think so many people go there and they don't know that, you know. In a weird way, it feels to me like more meaningful when you go there and you know something about that. I guess it kind of resonates that there was something there that was almost symbolic of like not peace, of war and military and subversion and all these kind of things. And then now it is somewhere that you can go in peace, you know, you can go kind of freely.
Yeah, it's weird to kind of enter into a space and not really have an idea of what's gone before you. I guess and what will come after, you know. And like I remember last time we came to Jeju, we were talking about the volcanic rock, and we asked the guy, you know, how old are these rocks? And he said like millions of years. I can't remember exactly. And you just think, hang on, that? You feel quite small in the grand scheme of eternity and everything, you know.
I think there's two types of peace. There's an internal peace and there's an external peace. And I think external is being calm in a situation that you might not be comfortable with. There's also an internal peace where it's like sitting with my family, my wife and child in a park is very peaceful to me. It's very calming. It just sets my mood in a very loving motion.
We went to the Sasan Pyeonghwa Chedan. It felt like when you watch a film about like the Second World War or something, and you're like, I'm fully immersed in it, and this is powerful stuff, but it's kind of got a weight to it. There's a sense of something dark in the history, and I also felt very thankful afterwards because it was like, look at even just this centre now that's actually built to promote restoration, peace, reconciliation, forgiveness, cooperation, all these things.
It was surreal to go from, you know, one place of nature, and then to find out that in the museum that we went to straight after that we find out the history of some of the atrocities that happened there. Not a place I like to dwell on, and yet it's super important to, you know, as people that we do remember, you know, that we don't forget. And so you're kind of caught in two minds. You're like, this isn't enjoyable, but it's important.
Right. Yeah.
It's really heavy, and I think you realise what does it mean to be a person, you know? And you think, I could never do that, you know? But then you also just, with just the situation, you just think, how did that happen?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think like, by the end of it, I was really encouraged. It's strange to say that, but even seeing the pictures of those people, 희생된 사람들, the people who were sacrificed, basically.
Right.
Like, it's actually really important that they're there, because that means that even though it was a horrible sacrifice, hopefully won't be for nothing, because we're actually gonna shed light on this.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was a beautiful quote about forgiveness, and it was basically like, I will forgive because I'm also a victim.
Right.
And it was one of the people, I think one of the family members. And I just thought, wow, there's like something dark about the human heart and the human condition. There was something about like the light of it as well. I saw there.
Yeah, sure.
I think something of the concept of peace can be found in that as well.
It's just liberating. If there's not forgiveness, I'll just live under the guilt and the shame.
Yeah.
And then that will be my identity.
Yeah.
So without forgiveness, you can't have an opportunity to, you know, be brought back. Be redeemed. Be, you know, have an opportunity to be new. And it's almost like the slate is made new.
Peace to me means no war, no strife, and more happiness.
Peace, I think, is something that's very internal. It can be very chaotic outside, but then if personally I'm at peace with whatever I'm doing, then that's peace.
This island itself has become a symbol of peace.
Right.
And like this center here is kind of the center of that. Apparently there's like loads of peace cities and peace areas, but Jeju is a peace island internationally. Towards the end of the Cold War, they had a summit between the Soviet Union and Korea in Jeju.
Wow.
It sounds weird saying it's kind of strategic in its place in East Asia, Northeast Asia, China, Japan and Korea. And then they hold this Jeju International Peace Forum, promoting peace and like bringing people from all different countries. Like you can see all the flags over there, right?
That's super important because I think a lot of people are divided over things that aren't the main thing. And you think, oh, we do it this way and it's right, or you do it that way and it's wrong, or whatever. We can get so fixated on little things. It's just like you forget to, you know, what is a relationship, what is people, what is the beautifulness of, you know, being different, you know? And then coming together and going, let's celebrate difference.
Yeah.
What does peace mean to me? Well, interestingly enough, I think of that quote by Martin Luther King, which is, peace is not the absence of violence, but the presence of justice. So that's my view of peace.
I think like something I hope for, it's amazing how Korea has come economically, industrially, socially, as much as Jeju is an island of peace. I think the Korean peninsula itself, you know, whether there's unification or not, if the Korean peninsula can become a place of peace, I think that would be such a beautiful thing, such a wonderful thing.
When you say 안녕하세요, like 안녕 literally means peace, right? So, I don't know, I thought that was kind of cute. Like when I first started learning Korean, I was like, oh, you say literally, like, may peace be with you, or whatever, however you would say that in English. I just thought that was so sweet. And that was like one of the first things I learned about Korean that made me be like, oh yeah, I wanna keep doing this, because this is so nice. So I also generally associate that word with Korea, interestingly enough. So yeah.
So obviously we had all these people, all these friends saying what their peace meant to them. So I guess, what does peace mean to you?
What does peace mean to me? There's a lot of things that want to rob me of my peace. The day-to-day stuff, you know. I like to practice turning my phone off, kind of, you know, fasting, social media. You know, every now and again it feels like I'm listening to too many things, or, you know, I'm in that world too much. And I go out and I go to a mountain, or I love living in Seoul because you can just go to a mountain, or I jump on my bike, or I go for a cycle, or jump on my motorcycle and just go somewhere and just be and exist. And for me, peace is being still and stilling yourself.
Yeah.
You know, but then coming to Jeju, it's just like, honestly, I just feel like I'm just not that bothered about all the things that I'm bothered about, or even just personal desires in the same kind of way.
Yeah.
It slows me down, you know.
I think there's peace on a level of countries not being at war.
Right.
That's the type of peace, and it's true and it's real. And sometimes I think when you come from maybe somewhere like the UK, you don't feel that as much, or the weight of that and the importance of maybe trying to understand that, you know. That is the type of peace, and I think there's this kind of feeling of peace, which I think is real and it's also important. Like you said, I love Jeju because it is peaceful. Like there are lots of places here that are peaceful. But I think there's a level of peace that can kind of fill you or heal you, and I think that's the peace that comes with love and comes with joy.
Yeah.
It's not momentary, it's not transient, it's deep and it's wondrous and it's profound, but it's tough to like actually explain it in words. So, yeah.
아니야. 아누한테 평화란 평화 뭐예요?
평화. 평화는 뽀까뽀까해? 평화는 뽀까뽀까해? 평화 아기 우리 자고 있다.
아기 오리 자고 있어? 그게 평화야?
Oh my Lord, I know that you're with me, and there is nothing that can separate